Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to draw a nose. As you can see, this is the way to draw the side nose, and this is the line formula and the circle formula of how to draw the nose. We're going to get into the line formula first because it's actually the best way to draw the nose. So let's get in with our basic guidelines. So this is how to draw the circle and the line formula. So the circle formula, you're just going to do that. And for the line formula, you're just going to go from dark to light to light to light to light to light. Just keep reducing the pressure that you have on your pencil. That's how to do the line and circle formula. You can use those two formulas to figure out a way to draw your nose. Anyways, let's get into the basic guidelines, like I said before. So, first you're gonna draw... I forgot to say that one is gonna be in art. Dane actually just reminded me that we're gonna do an art review of all of the art I have been doing for the past few months or weeks or whatever. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna draw a nice little circle. And it should look like this. Then you're gonna draw two lines at the edges, and it should look like this. Then you're gonna draw two other lines and align the bottom of those two lines to the bottom of the circle, and the top of those two lines to the two lines at the edges of the circle we drew before, and it should look like this. Now we're gonna get into the real nose. What you're gonna do is you're only going to outline the bottom of the circle that we drew. Then we're going for those two lines here. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna make it circular and align the bottoms like this. It should look something like this. Do it to both sides and you'll already be getting the structure of your nose. Now you're gonna erase the rest of the guidelines that you're not using, and it should look something like this. Now we're gonna get into shading. So take your pencil and just keep going in lines, and then keep reducing the pressure as you get into the middle. Do the same on the other side, and it should look something like this. Now we're going to do the same thing to the bottom of the nose, and it should but it shouldn't be too light because they should both align. The two sides should both align with the narrow part of your nose. So just try to make it as extremely neat as possible. And now for the bumpy, or should I say circular part of your nose. What you're gonna do is you're just going to shade it in some kind of circular way. It's like you do this and just keep going to the middle, and then it becomes lighter and lighter. Now, I want you to shade it in that way, or you can just use the line formula again and just do this up till you reach the area. Make sure that it is exactly the same as the rest of your nose, and at the end it might look like this. Time to get into the side nose. So for the guidelines, you're just gonna draw a nice big circle here and two other mini circles, and then also just a line that goes up like that. Now here you're just going to erase and just make your circle just like this. It should look like this in the end. It should look like something like that. Now we're gonna get into the shading, the structure, the shading. So just outline all of your things. Make sure you just try to make these circles nice and just outline them. Erase the top of the circle that you first drew, and it should look like this. Now we're gonna get into shading. Well, here you can use either the circle formula or the line formula, but I best recommend to use the line formula. Alright, and before we continue into the shading, just quickly also blend in your nose that I drew here. And also we're gonna make the highlights. So just erase that area. Erase the areas that you want to be highlighted. Then take your blending tool and just blend it in. It will look like it's a part of the nose, and it will look like it's the lightest area. Now let's go back to our side nose. You're gonna use the line formula to shade it nice and perfectly. Yeah. Make sure that your outlines are still kind of a bit visible, and it should look cool like that. I'm also going to show you how to draw it with the full face so that you will understand how to draw the noses with a face. So just keep shading it like this, and it should look like this. Then you're also gonna do the same to the circular part here. You can either use the line formula or the circle formula that I just showed you before, but it's still using lines, so I prefer to call it the line formula. But I just like to call it circle formula because it's basically using circle. Now make sure that it's nicely shaded and should look like this. Do the same thing that you were doing to the other circles, mini circles, but yeah, just do that. We're gonna blend it so that it looks more realistic and is a bit better. So take your blending tool and just blend it in, just like that. And it should look like this. If there are some areas that don't look good, you can just reshade them again. And try to keep your outlines there. And now we're gonna get into the highlights. I prefer to do the highlights where they're gonna be most needed. Like here at the tip of the nose, over here, or down here. So you're just gonna take your blending tool once again and just blend it. Just blend that area. Then it will blend in with the nose itself and should look like this at the end. Now I'm gonna show you how to draw it with the entire face. Let's start off with the side nose because it's one of my favorites. So you're just gonna nicely draw some kind of curvy thing like this. But just try to not make it so curvy. Then you're going to make your mouth or lips like this, and then you're just going to extend it more, and it should look like that, something like that. I'm just gonna quickly fix some things that I have ruined, like the chin should look like this. Now just take note that this is just a basic sketch, so if there are any mistakes that you spot, just know that this is just a basic sketch. I'm just erasing all of the things that make this look weird. I am not so good at drawing side faces, but I just try if I'm supposed to. And it should look like this, at least something like this. I haven't really gotten the shape, but it should look something like this. Just something like this. Make sure that it is as wide as it can be, and draw your neck. Remember, necks are thick and are not so narrow. Okay, guys? Now I'm just going to erase the rest of the mistakes that are here. And pretty much that is how to draw a front-facing nose and a side nose with the face also. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please be sure to subscribe, like, and share so that you guys can become mini artists like me too. Blending. Now it's time for the art reveal. So here is my file full of art. Okay, so I'm going to start off with one of the paintings I have done, which would be this. It's a beautiful night sky and it's entirely beautiful. I cannot get over it, and it's entirely beautiful. Now I am going to get another one of my paintings that I have not finished because I ran out of paint, and the rest of paint is for school, so I just have to wait until I have the available money to buy paint. So this is an optical illusion. There are two faces hidden here, and if you can spot it, then just let me know, guys. In the discussion area of our channel. Then there's also my mother. She looks like George Washington. I also just drew my hand. I just traced it on the paper. Then I just shaded it, and now it looks so realistic. I'm also now just going to show you my mini Dane. It looks a bit weird because I added these lines here, and then when I blended the skin, it kind of looked weird. So don't mind that. He looks like a grown man. Me, Dane, and Divine, we decided to do a challenge whereby we do water droplets and things. And it's supposed to look realistic, and I think that mine is actually the most realistic out of all of them. I'm not like so envious of their drawings, but for me, I just think so. Then this is one of my first drawings that I drew. My lady. This is a lady, and yeah, it's just a lady. I called her Diana, and this is pretty much how she looks. Now I still have some more art, but I think I will show you guys in the next video. So bye, guys.